Krishna. Hare Vande Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Guru Navaishavancha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन् यदि नामिने नमस्ते राधानाथ स्वामी प्रभुपाद कृपामूर्तये कारुण्य विनय गुण संपन्ना मम उद्धारक प्रभव नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् यदि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So further consideration of devotional principles, that is blasphemy. So here Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is explaining about one should not tolerate blasphemy of the Lord or his devotees. In this connection, in the 10th canto, 74th chapter, verse number 40 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj, Nindanam Bhagavatah Shrunmas Tat Prayasa Janasya Tato Napaiti Yahasoapi Yatya Adaha Sukrutasya Shutaha. My dear king, if a person, after hearing blasphemous propaganda against the Lord and his devotees, does not go away from that place, he becomes bereft of the effect of all pious activities. In one of Lord Chaitanya's Shikshashtakam verses, it is stated, the devotee should be more tolerant than a tree and more submissive than the grass. He should offer all honor to others, but may not accept any honor for himself. In spite of Lord Chaitanya's being so humble and meek, as a devotee, when he was informed about injuries inflicted on the body of Sri Nityananda, he immediately ran to the spot and wanted to kill the offenders, Jagai and Madan. This behavior of Lord Chaitanya is very significant. It shows that a Vaishnava may be very tolerant and meek, forgiving everything for his personal honor. But when it is a question of the honor of Lord Krishna or his devotee, he will not tolerate any insult. So it's clear here that one should not indulge in ninda. He should not do it, or neither he should get or he should respond the person who is doing that. Generally, what happens, even though we don't do, but we don't go away from the place where the other people, they are doing blasphemy or they are offensive toward the devotees. For ourselves, we should not be uh, intolerant. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Pranadapi Sunichaina Taroriva Sahishnuna." One should be tolerant like a tree and humble than the blade of grass. But if someone offends devotee, and if you are courageous, you should immediately retaliate or just go away from that place. Don't entertain that person. There are three ways of dealing with such insults. If someone is heard blaspheming by words, one should be so expert that he can defeat the opposite party by argument. If he is unable to defeat the opposing party, then the next step is that he should not just stand there meekly, but should give up his life. The third process is followed if he is unable to execute the above mentioned two processes, and this is that one must leave the place and go away. If devotee does not follow any of the above mentioned three processes, he falls down from his position of devotion. See, that's the purpose, One has to be very careful, especially for Vaishnava Aparadha, because this is what kills our Bhakti Lata vision or Bhakti Lata. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Mata Aparadha. So one has to be very careful. So next is Tilaka and Tulasi beads. In the Padma Puran, there is a statement describing how a Vaishnava should decorate his body with tilaka and beads. Person who put tulasi beads on the neck who mark 12 places of their bodies as a Vishnu temple with a Vishnu symbolic representations, the four items held in Lord's hand. Conch, meg, disc, and lotus, and who have Vishnu Tilaka on their forehead, are to be understood as the devotees of Lord Vishnu. In this world, their presence makes the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make that place as good as Vaikuntha. See, this is what the glory of Vaishnava, who really seriously and sincerely practices devotional service. Because, as Lord says, Naham vasami Vaikunte yogina hridayeshnava madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra trishthanunada. He says, I reside there where my devotees, they always discuss about me. So devotee means, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, by seeing him, you can remember their lordship. Then comes this attire, Prabhupada has blessed us with this Vaishnava attire, having a tilak on the forehead, having beads around the neck. Because the person who has this, he carries their lordship in his heart. And Prabhupada clearly says here, their presence make the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make that place as good as Vaikuntha. So it's a great responsibility taking up this devotional service and practicing it. Because whatever you do, if you do something good, glory will be yours. If you do something bad, then that will go to your spiritual master, because they will immediately say, hey, who is this spiritual master? So whatever bad things you do, for that, they will blame your spiritual master. So it's better to be very careful while performing our even daily routine activities also. Because responsibility is a great in spiritual life. Just putting this attire itself, the common men, when they look at you, they have high expectations from you for moral things, for morality. Then further, in Skanda Puran, there is a statement which says that person who are decorated with a tilaka or gopi chandan and who mark their bodies all over with the holy names of the Lord, and on whose necks and breast there are tulasi beads, are never approached by the Yamadutas. That's why one should have this. It's a great protection. It's a kavacha. Where it is? Let me check it out. In Padma Puran, there is a nice verse. Ye kantha tulasi नलिनाख्य माला ये बाहु मूल परिचिन्न कित शंख चक्र ये वा ललाट फलके लसत ऊर्ध्व पुंड्रास्ते वैष्णवा भुवनम आशु पवित्रयन्ति. ये कंठ तुलसी नलिनाख्य माला, who have a tulasi bead or nalina, that kamala beach mala around their neck. Bahur Moola Parichita Chinna Shankha Chakraha, and on the both shoulders who has a mark of Shankha and Chakra. Yeva Lalata Falake Lasata Urdhva Pundraste, and who has Urdhva Pundra on his forehead. They are known as the Vaishnavas. Bhuvanam Ashu Pavitrayanti, and they purifies the whole world. And that's why we call Vanchakalpatarvasya Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanyoke. They are the one, they are the real purifier of Bhuvanatraya, all the three Bhuvanas. Next in the Skanda Puran it said that Harinama Aksharayutam Bhale Gopi Chandanankitam Tulasi Maliko Raskam Sprushayurna Yamodhataha. The person who write down the name of their lordship on the forehead and puts tilak on the forehead, that with Gopi Mrida Ankitam, with the Gopi Chandana. Tulasi Mala Malika Roskam, and who has a Tulasi Mala around his neck. Sparshayurna, for them, Yamod Bhata, these Yamadutas, they will never touch them. So that's the glory. Again, it's explained in a Padma Puran, Krishna Namaksharer Angaihi Tribhango ye Nanda Anandinaha Saloka Pavano Bhutva Tasya Loka Anu Apnuyat. Padma Puran also mentions a person whose body is decorated with the pulp of sandalwood with the paintings of the holy name of the Lord, is delivered from all sinful reactions, and after his death, he goes directly to Krishna Loka to live in association with the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. See, just having written their lordship's name on the forehead, one can place with this kind of a perfection, Tasya lokam avapnuyat. He can reach to Krishna Loka just by having tilak on the forehead. See how much their lordship has done for us. And still we are not that serious in our spiritual life. We are shy. So further, accepting flower garlands, that is nirmalya. The 23rd principle, which has explained. The next instruction is that one should put on flower garlands which are offered to the deity. In this connection, in the 11th canto, 6th chapter, verse 46 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava says to Krishna, "My dear Krishna, I have taken things which you have used and enjoyed, such as garlands of flowers, scented oils, garments, and ornaments, and I ate only the remnants of your foodstuff, because I am your menial servant. So therefore, I am sure that I shall not be attacked by the spell of material energy. त्वयोपभुक्त सौगंधवासो अलंकारार अर्चितः उच्छिष्टम भोजिनो दासस्तव माया जये मही. Uchishta bhojino. See, that's the great thing, why one should have prasad. Uchishta bhojano. If someone takes the remnants of their lordship, then what happens? That persons get purified. See, that's what needed, Otherwise, tough for us. Uchishta bhojano dasatvam mayam jayema. One can conquer the maya by just having prasadam of their lordship. That's the glory of. That's why Prabhupada used to say, whoever comes to temple, feed them. Give them chance to get rid of maya just by having prasadam. That's also greatest service, One of the most important principle in devotional service. Nirmalatatihi, accepting the nirmalya and remnants of their lordship. The purport of this verse is that for any person who simply follows these rules and regulations of decorating the body with the marks of tilak, gopi chandam, and sandalwood pulp, and who puts on the garlands which were offered to Krishna, there is no question of being conquered by the spell of material energy. At the time of death, there is no question of such a person's being called by the constables of Yamaraj. Even if one does not accept all the Vaishnava principle, but still takes the remnants of foodstuff offered to Krishna or Krishna Prasad, he will gradually become qualified to rise to the platform of Vaishnava. What else we need? Similarly, in Skanda Puran, Lord Brahma tells Narada, कृष्णोत्तीर्णतु निर्माल्यं यस्यांगं स्पृश्यते मुने सर्वरोगैस्ततः पापा mukto bhavati narada. My dear Narada, anyone who puts on his neck the flower garland which is offered to their lordship or formerly used by Krishna becomes relieved from all disease and reactions to sinful activities, and gradually he is liberated from the contamination of matter. Now, dancing in front of their lordship, the next principle. Agre Tandavam. Generally, when we think of Tandava, Sanskrit means dance, but generally Tandava means they think only Nataraj or Lord Shiva can do. Tandava is Nritya. So in Dwaraka Mahatmya, the importance of dancing before the deity is stated by Lord Krishna as follows. Yo nrityati tadrushtatma bhavair bahu subhaktitaha sanirdahati papani manvantara shateshvapi. My goodness. Manvantara shateshvapi. Hundreds of Manvantaras, whatever papa that we have done, they will be nirdahati, they will get burnt into ashes. A person who is in a jubilant spirit, who feels profound devotional ecstasy while dancing before me, and who manifests different features of a bodily expression, can burn away all the accumulated sinful reaction he has stocked up for many, many thousands of years. That is Manvantara Shateshvapi. One Manvantara is 1000 Divya Yugas. Oh no, one Manvantara, yeah, 71 Divya Yugas. So 71 into 100. That many Divya Yugas, whatever sins that we have committed, will get washed up or burned away by just dancing in front of the Lordship. In the same book, there is a statement by Narada in Skanda Purana only, wherein he asserts, Nrityataam Shripatayer Talikavadanerbhusham Uddiyante Sharirasyaha Sarve Patakapakshinaha. Wow. From the body of any person who claps and dances before the deity, showing manifestation of ecstasy, all the birds of sinful activities fly away upward. Just as by clapping the hands, one can cause many birds to fly away. Simply, the birds of all sinful activities which are sitting on the body can be made to fly away simply by dancing and clapping before the deity of Krishna. We are so lazy. During Kirtan, even we don't clap, We fold our hand like this and stand in front of the Lord. Or either we will look here and there. But Lord has given such a wonderful opportunity. Just by simply doing all these things, you will get liberated. All the papas will get washed up. And still people they think that, oh, we are suffering so much in this world and Lord is not doing anything. He has given so much of opportunity to get rid of you. And even he comes on the Rath Yatra day, he comes out on the road so that you can see him, be in front of him, dance in front of him. Nrityataam Shripatayor Agre Talika Vadanir Bhusham Uddiyante Sharirasyaha Sarve Patak Pakshinaha. Uddiyante, they fly off. All the papas, they go away. Now the bowing down in front of their Lordship, the glory of offering pranams to their Lordship. This is the nice verse. That is from Naradiya Puran. In the Naradiya Puran, there is a statement about going down and offering respect to the deity. It is said there, Ekopi Krishnaya Kritah Pranamo Dashashvamedan Brithneina Tulyam. Oh, sorry. Ekopi Krishnaya Kritah Pranamo Dashashvamedan Avabhrateina Tulyam. Dashashvamedhi punareti janma Krishna pranami na punarbhavaya. Ekopi Krishnaya krata pranamo. If someone offers one pranam to their lordship, Dashashvamedha avabhrutena tulyam. It's like performing Dashashvamedha yajna and taking avabhrita snana after completion of that Dashashvamedha yajna. But Dashashvamedhi punareti janma. You may do Dashashvamedh Havana, but you have to take birth again. Krishna pranami na punarbhavaya. But whoever offers Dandavat pranam to their lordship, na punarbhavaya, he don't have to take birth again. Nice verse, no? एकोपि कृष्णाय कृत प्रणामो दशाश्वमेधि अवभृतं तुल्यः दशाश्वमेधि पुनरेति जन्मः कृष्ण प्रणामी न पुनर्भव. Then in Brahmanda Puran, there's a nice verse again. Let see what Prabhupada says about this. Going down in front of the Lord. The person who has executed many great sacrifices will attain the result of his pious activities. But when such a results are finished, he has to take birth again on the earthly planet. However, the person who has once offered respect, bowing down before their lordship, will not come back to this world because he will go directly to the abode of Krishna. Now, standing up to receive the Lord, that is the gesture of offering respect, abhyuthana. In Brahmanda Puran, it is said that Yanarudam Pura Preksha Samayantam Janardanam Abhyuthanam Nakurvan Patayet Sarvakil Visham. A person who sees the Lord's Ratha Yatra, car festival, and then stands up to receive the Lord can purge all kinds of sinful reserves from his body. Then Athanu Braja means following the deity or following the procession. A similar statement is there in the Bhavishya Puran, in which it is said, Ratena sah gachanti parshvataha prushthato agrataha Vaishnav Vishnunaiva sama sarve bhavanti shvapachadayaha. See, glory of just being in the procession of Rath Yatra or just following the Shobha Yatra of their lordship whenever in the evening they have, Even if born of a lowly family, a person who follows the Ratha Yatra car when the deities passes in front of or from behind will surely be elevated to the position of achieving equal opulences with Vishnu. Vishnu eva sama sarve bhavanti shvapachadaya. Shvapacha means the dog eaters, the Chandala. He can Vishnu eva sama sarve. He can become like Lord Vishnu. Then going to the temple of Vishnu or to the places of pilgrimage. Sthane gatihi. Sthanam tirtam grahanchasya tatra tirthe gatiryataha. It is said in Puranas, a person who attempts to visit the holy places of pilgrimage like a Vrindavan, Mathura or Dwarka are actually glorified. By such a traveling activities, they can pass over the desert of material existence. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas or Hari Bhakti Suddhodaya, there is a statement about the benefit of visiting the temples of Lord Krishna. As we have explained previously in Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwarka, the system is that all the devotees take advantage of visiting various temples situated in those holy places. It is stated in Hari Bhakti Suddhodaya, Pravisham Nalayam Vishno Darshanartham Subhaktiman न भूया प्रविशयन् मातुः कुक्षिं कारगृहं सुधिः. Person who are impelled by the pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness and who therefore go to see the deities of Vishnu in the temple will surely get relief from entering again into the prison house of mother's home. Kukshim kara gruham sudhi. That intelligent person will never na bhuya pravishan matu. He will never again enter into the mother's home. That's why one should take kids with them whenever they go to temple. because that small gesture of just visiting temple will save them from again taking birth or again entering in the womb of mother. Matuhu Kukshikara Graham. That's what they call this taking birth in this world is like entering into the prison. So Pravishannalayam, if someone just enter into the temple, Vishnu Darshanartham, Subhaktimana, that devoted person, when he enters to the Vishnu temple to have a darshan of their lordship, that itself will save him from the rebirth or taking shelter of any mother's home in his next life. The conditioned soul forgets the trouble of living within the mother's womb during birth, but it is a very painful and terrible experience. In order to make an escape from this material condition, one is advised to visit a temple of Vishnu with a devotional consciousness. Then one can very easily get out of the miserable condition of material birth. Now, circumambulating the temple of Vishnu, parikrama. This is the 29th principle. Vishnum pradakshini kurvan यह तत्रावर्तते पुनः तदेव आवर्तनम तस्य पुनर न वर्तते. A person who is circumambulating the deity of Vishnu can counteract the circumambulation of repeated birth and death in this material world. The conditioned soul is circumambulating through the repeated births and deaths on account of his material existence, and this can be counteracted simply by circumambulating the deity in the temple. In the Chaturmasya ceremonies, the Chaturmasya ceremony is observed during the 4 months of the rainy season in India, approximately July, August, September, October, beginning from Shravan. During these 4 months, saintly persons who are accustomed to travel from one place to another to propagate Krishna consciousness remain at one place, usually a holy place of a pilgrimage. During these times, there are certain special rules and regulations which are strictly followed. It is stated in the Skanda Puran that during this period, if one circumambulates the temple of Vishnu at least 4 times, it is understood that he has traveled all over the universe. By such a circumambulation, one is understood to have seen all the holy places where the Ganges water is flowing. And by following the regulative principles of Chaturmasya, one can very quickly be raised to the platform of devotional service. Chatvaram Bhramibhustohu Jagat Sarvam Jacharacharam Krantam Bhavati Vipraya Tirtha Gamanadikam Itihi. See, that's the glory, you know. Now, the next point is about Archana. Oh, it's okay. Do you have any question?
No problem.
Hmm?
So traveling in Chaturmas is not advisable. Is that the
What?
I mean, traveling is in Chaturmas is not recommended, or I mean,
One should go and spend Chaturmasya in holy place.
Okay.
One should reside there. Here he is speaking about doing parikrama of temples in Chaturmasya. Prabhupada is explaining about that. So if you don't travel, how you go to Vrindavan? See, there is a nice verse in the Kshama Yachana. Sthiti seva gatir yatra smutir shinta stutir vachaha bhuyat sarvatmana vishnu madiya tvai cheshtita. My Lord, whatever I do, sthiti, wherever I stay, gati, wherever I go, yatra, whatever traveling I do, smriti, whatever I remember, chinta, whatever anxieties that I have, all these, oh my Lord, whether I do glorification or someone, stutir vachaha, all that should be for you, my Lord. Madiya tvai cheshtita. All those things I'm doing, it's for your pleasure. That's the desire of a devotee, It's really wonderful, actually. So let's stop here and we'll continue the next session within 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Okay.